Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. All right, it is winter, but we're heading into spring. The weather's starting to warm up. You know, got some bulbs, starting to get them ready and that sort of thing. So it's time to clean up the garden, give it a tidy up and ready for that spring planting. All right, let's have a look. Now, one of the jobs that really needs doing is this pomegranate edge that's normally behind me in my opening. As you can see, it's growing through the wires, so I really need to trim it back. Got a heap of birds' nests in there and I'm trying to discourage birds at the moment, so they need to be torn out as well. Not going to do this job today. Bit of a bigger job than my shoulder's ready to handle today, but as you can see, we're starting to get a bit of green growth, so it needs to happen pretty soon. I've taken care of some of the weeding in the other videos, but there's still a bit to go. Gonna pull these chili plants out of the end here. They really didn't do too well, so they're gonna come out. Some of this grassy weed and that's gonna come out. Gonna give this parsley a haircut and see whether it just wants to shoot to seed when spring arrives or whether it's still gonna deliver. These chilies, I'm leaving them for the moment and see how they do come springtime, but between the two of them, they deliver more than enough chili for me. We've got the oregano, got the white garlic in here, and we've got the inner planting of the red Spanish. So not going to do too much in this section apart from pull some weeds out. Over here, lots of weeds. I'm going to pull the weeds and I'm going to turn the soil here. Generally, I try to be as no dig as possible, but because this is an early garden and I know that there's a sand layer underneath, I want to try and turn it and see if I can get some of that clay up. I'm going to fertilize it first, make sure it's got plenty of nitrogen fertilizer, some blood and bone, that sort of thing. Because when I turn it down, what's left of that compost is going to turn down too. So I want to make sure there's plenty of nitrogen so that carbon's not drawing down. So yeah, all this section here needs weeding and turning. We've got some garlic in here. Again, another parsley that needs a good haircut. Oregano. We've got more garlic planted in here. There's another one of the whites. That's one of the shallots there, and I can't remember off the top of my head which one it is. Yeah, we'll find out later. Or I can go back and have a look at the video. Garlic, which I know I've inner planted a few more garlic in along here. Might turn over the back there and see how we go. And up this end, we're also got shallots up this end. Just here, I'm not going to turn this over too much. I might run a shovel along the front, but cucamelon is supposed to come back from roots, so I'm going to wait and see whether it does. Of course, I'll hand pull the weeds. Our paprika, look at it. I'm in the middle of winter and I've got this to look at. It's looking magnificent, but as you can see, they are starting to dry a bit, so it is time to pick them. So once I finish shooting this one, I'm going to go through and pick them up. Hey, the beetroot, coming along, still not heading the seed, so it shouldn't be woody yet. So I'm still happy to leave it, and I'll pull it when I need the bed. Again, with this beetroot, same deal. Yeah, don't need it out yet, so I can stay there for the moment. As long as it doesn't go to seed, it shouldn't turn woody on me. This pepper bed, reasonably sheltered over here, and I'm hoping these peppers are going to go through to next year, and that's going to save me replanting them. So we'll see what happens, but obviously it needs a good weed. My European spinach, got a couple plants in here that have come up. I need a good weed on the rest of it. There's that one, there's that one, there's that one. I've got a couple of leeks in here which are doing okay. and I might need to go through, weed it up and give it a re-sow. Potatoes, they are potatoing. Doing well for winter. I dropped some more in of some that I had shooting inside, and they're coming up already. So as long as I don't get frost, it's not going to knock them out. It's all good. We have another one here that, yeah, it's probably close to harvest. This one is due for harvest. That one's due for harvest. So yeah, there's a few there due for harvest. We also have a new addition here. We have an Egyptian walking onion. So that will be fantastic. I know Wilson over at Homestead Aquarius is gonna absolutely love that one. Again, in this bag, this is an early season planting of potatoes. They are the Kiflers. You know, I still have heaps to harvest, so I'm taking a gamble on them. If they get frosted and died, they get frosted and died. Last of my supermarket ones. We got some reshooting happening here. We've still got one going. We got that one on the surface, which is not going to be any good. So I'll leave this be for the moment and see what happens. Frank's peas had its day. That needs cleaning out. Last of the seed saved off it. This pole pea, again, pretty much had its day. There's still a couple on there, which are a bonus when Astrid comes over because she loves fresh peas. And they are certainly good eating. Over in our central bed, this low growing one, yeah, it really could have done with the climbing support. But as you can see, absolutely loaded up with flowers, a fair few pods on it. And this one's either a pod pea or a shelling pea. You can use it for either. Right, that one's bounced along fine. A little cabbage going here. Another one here that's not really doing anything. Needs to be planted. Oops. Marigolds. Yeah, they're self-set seed and they're absolutely booming in here. Happy for that. They help to keep pests away. Pak choy, I've taken a couple harvests off this, so it's doing well, but as you can see, it's already starting to shoot the seed. So may well need to pull the plants and use them up before they go to seed. Turnips, I've really got to do something with this cellar. Yeah, I keep meaning to. Hopefully it hasn't turned woody. See, the one next to it is due for harvest too, but hey. The kale, again, taking some harvest off that, and it just keeps bouncing back, keeps coming on. So really happy with this black Russian. Give me those winter greens. We've got the couple of pepper plants in here. They've given up the ghost for the winter. We'll see whether they're going to come back in spring or not. If they come back in spring, great. If not, we'll yank them out. Over in this bed, we have our watermelon and radish. I was not too much of a fan of the watermelon radish, so I've been using them for green fodder for the chickens over the winter. And they absolutely love it, and weirdly enough, Bobby likes to eat it too, mainly because the chickens are eating it. As you can see, starting to go to seed, so unless I'm going to save seed, I need to get them out before then. But as I said, I'm using them for green fodder, so they're coming out. Alright, spinach over this side. Yeah, it's got some spinach leaves, but it's not exactly setting the world on fire. The leeks are doing awesome. They're planted in there. We've got some mini cauliflowers. I'm doing okay. One of those is gone. A few more leeks in amongst it. And I think that one and maybe that one, Wombabok, which is a Chinese cabbage. Over at the sweet potatoes, you can see we've still got plants going. You know, they are not setting the world on fire. You know, they are hurting because of the winter, but they're not died off. So hopefully when spring comes around, they're going to pop back up. So yeah, really happy with how they're holding in. These are the Beauregard. I haven't done anything about new Beauregards this year, so I'm hoping these will come up and give me an early crop of sweet potatoes. What do we do with all these grass clippings from cleaning up? All right, we bring them out here to the chickens. As you can see, frillies in molt, and no frills is just starting to go into molt. Tails are starting to crow again. That's okay, but we've got no eggs for the neighbours at the moment. And young Betty's the only one who's laying. She lays me about one a week, and that's about it. As you can see, here's the first lot of grass clippings. And we'll add our new lot to it. The chickens will pick through all that. At the moment they're waiting for their grass seed, and as you can see, Betty's getting into it, and that gives them a bit of green fodder, because the grass in their pen or the grass in the backyard, because they roam freely through the backyard, is pretty much shot for the winter. Once spring comes on, they'll be fine, but at the moment they need that green fodder. All right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.